Kiwi Ears is one of those companies where every IEM that I've tried from them so far has been very comfortable in my ear. As well, I often just like how their IEMs look. Well, today we have the Kiwi Ears Quartet, a pair of IEMs that cost around $110 and featured a 2DD and 2BA hybrid setup, and it also features tuning switches. And now yes, Kiwi Ears did send this IEM in for review, but I am free to review it based on my own honest experience. So as I was saying, I like a lot about Kiwi Ears IEMs, and this is no exception. It comes with a decent sized carrying case, which is probably a bit too large to carry in your pocket, but if you were just going to toss them into a bag, this case would protect the IEMs well. The included cable is tightly wound, so it doesn't feel loose like a lot of other IEMs that have a braided cable, although this cable still remains flexible enough that it isn't too springy while still not being too prone to tangling. The IEM shell has a nice smooth finish that gives everything a seamless look and feel, so even between the shell housing and the faceplate, the finish is smooth so that it looks like one whole piece. And like other Kiwi Ears IEMs, these fit really comfortable in my ear, and I just enjoy wearing them for how well they fit. The nozzle does taper out to 6.5mm at the widest part at the end, but with the included tips, it still doesn't feel as wide as some other IEMs with a large nozzle size. With the way that these IEMs are formed and how well they fit my ear, I find that they do isolate quite well, so when wearing them, I don't hear a lot of outside noise coming in. Now, coming to the sound portion of this review, the Quartet uses tuning switches to give you options to help adjust the sound to your liking. Unfortunately, the tuning options available don't quite fix the problems that I experienced when using this IEM for listening to music. First of all, they are quite mid-bassy, which is something that I could just attribute to a characteristic of this IEM and embrace that sort of tuning as a design choice. Unfortunately, the treble has a lot of peaks and emphasis in areas that I find quite harsh to my ear. Cymbals sound sharp and piercing to me, and unless I'm listening at quite low levels, it can just be too much to my listening experience. The tuning switches do help a little bit, with the left switch acting as a shell filter for the treble and the right switch affecting the upper mid slightly, but since they don't tackle specific areas that I find too harsh or sharp in the treble, lowering the entire treble range still maintains those problem areas, and instead of fixing it, lowering the treble just increases the mid-bass emphasis, which helps mask it a little bit but doesn't solve the issue. It is unfortunate since I really like a lot of things about this IEM, and I do like IEMs when they have tuning switches that are implemented in a way that makes a meaningful difference to the tuning, but in this case sadly I just can't quite get into this IEM. I think that the default tuning mode with both switches on is the best version of this IEM, but even in this case I just found it too harsh to listen to with a lot of my music. I do think that this sort of platform has a lot of potential, and I would like to see what Kiwi Ears comes out with in the future, but sadly in this specific case, I would probably recommend something else if looking at IEMs in this price range.